Remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble. Remember you're a womble you are. So, did you know you're going to be playing the wombles today? Hi, this is the Boogie Woogie Boss. Today we're going to do walking bass lines. So this is a request from one of my subscribers. Why wouldn't I do it? Thank you very much. Today I'm going to do a walking bass line tutorial based around Boogie Woogie Girl. It's a walking bass line in G. It's quite fast, so it goes. It's that sort of speed, but we'll take it a lot slower. We're going to be going, so we're going to start on the G note in the bass. And it's a walking octave bass line, so you're playing octaves all the time. So what's it actually playing? It's all of the notes in with the seventh note in the G. So the G triad, the seventh note, and then the top octave. But we're doubling up every time, so it's so we're right down, we're 2 octaves down from middle C. Middle C's here. So now that'll feel a little bit strange at first. You need to really drill that, so you'll need to play it over and over again. But the way that this bass line works is we'll change then at this point we can go up to the C. So the basic structure is we start on a G chord, then we're onto the C, Our little finger's very close by. It's nice to do those changes just over one semitone. We're playing the C major chord here. Can you see? C, E and G. Then we go up to the 7th. Sixth and 7th. Now we could jump all the way back down to the G again, but we don't. We actually come down from above, so because it's easier to get there and makes it a much smoother transition. So we start on this G. And then we're on to the A. This is chromatically going up to the D, and we're on the D chord, C, and all chromatically down again. And you right back round to the all the way around. So let's put that together. We'll take it really slowly, but we want to play something in the right hand as well. So we'll start with just a G7 chord. And actually, the live version of this song, Boogie Woogie Girl, actually starts with this chord. Do it quite slowly actually. If you're used to playing it faster, it's a bit hard, but stick with me. Now what you want to be doing in this is probably just focusing on the left hand all of the time, because your eyes need to look at something. So you really want to make sure that the riffs you're playing in the right hand are quite simple. So you shouldn't be looking at the right hand at all now. You shouldn't be looking at the right hand at all. See what happened then? It all went wrong when I spoke and tried to do both parts at the same time. You shouldn't really move on until you can actually do that bit, or you can hold a conversation at least over the top of it. There. Be coming down on the D there, and your little fingers on the D, you want to be playing the stab again. D. So it's slightly before the D there. Okay, so that's basically the G. Then we're on to the C. So what I'm playing here is just a C7 chord. And we'll run through this. We won't play all the riffs in the song just yet, because we really need to get this bass line with just these basic chords sorted first of all. Now, I've got a pretty good suspicion you're not going to be running at that pace, so let's go really, really slowly. So if I had a metronome on, I would be actually probably putting it around 80 or even 60 at this stage. Take it as slow as you like. You can pause the recording. Once you know where the notes are, you can pause this video and just play it over and over again until you actually can play this quite smoothly. Onto the C. Onto the G, but remember we're walking down to the G. See what I did there from the D just down to the, you basically going back down that triad, just so you're in the right position for the, or a very close position for the A. What chord am I going to play in the right hand? You can do either a full A chord there, or you play the 7th if you want. Then back down to the this time you can get to the 7th note. Then you're on the walker. So if you lived in the UK, you might know a little song like, which is remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble. Remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, womble, womble you are. Remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, remember you're Remember you're a womble, remember you're a womble, you remember you're a womble, you remember you're a womble, womble, womble you Anyway, we're not playing the wombles today, we're doing just an ordinary walking bass line, so. So, coming back to the Boogie Woogie Girl song, now the riffs that when you've got the bass line working, you can actually do very simple riffs. Again, remember I said you're going to be focusing on the left hand a lot, so you in the right hand you want to be doing very simple things, and you'll hear him play things like this. Carry on. And so on. So yes, those sorts of riffs go very well. When I'm playing it, I tend to so there's lots of double stops. Yes. Quite rightly, Sapien Man, you mentioned that we have double stops in Boogie Woogie piano, just as we do on the guitar. So, what is a double stop? It's just when we stop. So it's doing it twice. Now the really thing to do is I like to get lots of riff. That's why I play these large spread out chords, which might be a little bit tough on your hands to start with. But the beautiful thing is that you can actually roll them down. You can play quite a lot with your eyes closed. You're not going to accidentally lose your position in your hands, so you can really focus on the left hand. what did I do there? So I could play all of these notes here with the slide note there. I might use that grace note there and that grace note there. But I can pinch one more note by just anchoring on the thumb, which is do one of those rollovers. But then, as long as you come back, the other thing is to allow lots of space in the mix. You don't really need to fill in any more than that. The key to a really good boogie woogie, particularly in this jazz style, is to play little small riffs and just wait. See, quite easy. And then just change it very slightly for the C. Okay, so that wasn't very good. Let's try again. Hear that double stop there? And then we can do the, which I've used in a number of my videos there, so we could go. So we can do as much as we can on G before we even move to C. So that time I didn't actually go up to the first time you run it through. And just finish on the 7th this time. It kind of tells you there's a change coming. If you go to the 7th, you expect it to change to the C then. So. Doesn't really matter what you play there, and then you're into this A7. So you can start the A7 route with a or no. So see what I did there, which is very simple, just. And don't worry about just keeping it really, really simple to start with. You're just learning, so. Yeah. So it's nice to finish on a. Space, leave all the space in there, and then you can come right back into the start again. So. You want to the C. you don't actually have to follow the same left hand all of the time. Sometimes I'll come down on the G, sometimes I can go up. If I want to do the jump, I will. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I hope you found it useful. It's just my first look at this piece, so please excuse me, but what else in there? Oh, there is an interesting riff in when you get to the A7 at one point. It goes, so there's normally in G, if you've got a G turnaround, you're playing the G chord on the turnaround, you can do this. Which is really easy to play. I've probably covered it in another video. But what Silvian does is actually play it on the A, or really the D. The D is the turnaround chord, but he starts on this A, this run up to the D. If I was going to put that into my repertoire, I would actually have to practice that quite a lot. So, then slide down. You're keeping that same spacing the same, so just get used to that hand grip, which is one more than the sort of 5 position note. It's important to slide down there, otherwise your thumb won't be in the right place. And all these other ones, where you've got a black note, you can just move your thumb under. So that's quite comfortable. And then that one's right the way over to the B flat anyway. Okay, so that's the turnaround. He only uses it once in the song, but see what I did there? That's okay, but I think you're better off with the slide, to be honest. And again, don't always worry about the fingering too much, because you'll see that most boogie woogie players will just change it around, and you have to be able to cope with both. You don't want to get, I mean, you should even be able to jump. It just doesn't sound as smooth. There's another part in the song which he actually stops doing the walking bass line for us for a while, and he starts playing chords. So what he's playing there is, and then he plays this is like 4 to the floor, as they call it. I've kind of put that diminished chord in there. You could just stay on the G7. You can always throw that in. Then onto the C7. To go up to this, and then you can do a turnaround. So, something like that. around this time, it's probably quite nice to keep your hands really close together so you can keep a good eye on both of them. And what am I playing here? I'm playing notes from there. Doesn't matter if you go wrong. I watched a great video on YouTube the other day about how you need to make mistakes. You've got to, if you want to learn how to improvise, be prepared to just hit the wrong notes. It doesn't matter. You're improvising. You're not gonna learn the wrong notes. It's like if you were playing a classical piece, you would actually be reinforcing bad habits. But when you're learning to improvise, you're just finding your way. You've got the notes somewhere in your head. You just want to try and... You've heard so much music subconsciously, so much jazz, blues, rock, pop through your lifetime that you will know that you will automatically have this stuff in your head. What you need to do is just find that way of getting it out to your fingers. So you're going to go wrong sometime. Now, and what you find is the more you do it, and that's it. So I hope you've liked this little brief tutorial on how to do walking bass lines. I'm sure it's going to take a lot of practice to get that going, but when you do learn it, you'll really, really find it useful. So yes, the skill is all in the left hand. That's what Boogie Woogie is all about. Anybody who tries to tell you otherwise, no, it's the left hand. You need that strength, you need that rhythm and that timing. That's what makes a good Boogie Woogie player.
So tell me what you think below. Did I make you smile? Did you stay a while? Did you hit subscribe? Come on, don't be shy, 'cause if you ring my bell, you can always tell the second I release a new tutorial. But if you snooze, you lose.